Well, welcome back, guys, to another awesome video vlog from Carphonix, brought to you by Carphonix, presented by Gatlin. That's me. Behind me we got a 2018 Jeep. These things here actually really suck from the freaking factory. The audio systems are pretty atrocious. They don't really focus on the audio systems on these trucks. So we today are going to install something that's pretty awesome. So let me show you. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So this thing here is what's called a JL-MX 280/4, and this amplifier is going to go behind the radio on this Jeep here. So I'll get you guys a good shot here of the Jeep. It's a Jeep Wrangler, as you can see there. Well, backing myself up into a garbage can here. Here we go. Let's give you guys a wide span shot of this sucker here. 2018, it's not the new body style. As you can see, it's the old body style still, but still an awesome Jeep regardless. So you got this radio right here, and the issue with it is, again, that it sucks. So the audio quality is no good on this thing, no bueno. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that sucker with this MX amplifier. So it's a pretty small little amplifier. Let's see if I can zoom out there. Trying a new camera, guys, so you have to bear with me. Hopefully you guys can tell me what you think of the new camera. And yeah, so this little baby here will go behind the radio in line. So it's just going to basically be driven in from the factory audio and then driven out from the amplifier. So should add some nice sound quality, a little bit more volume to the mix, which will be nice. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to pop the hood on this sucker, and I'll show you a little trick that I know about running the battery cables on this thing. It involves removing the battery and the battery tray, but once that is done, you'll be able to see what is going on. Alright, guys, so this involves going ahead and removing this battery. There's a battery tray that's underneath of this. We have to notch out a little section of it down here in the corner. I'll show you guys that briefly, but in the meantime, we'll go ahead and just disconnect the battery, and we'll get back to you in just 2 seconds here. Disconnect your negative battery terminal. Second thing you're going to do is disconnect your positive battery terminal, and you're just going to go ahead and wiggle those bad boys loose. One there. Really tight from the factory, maybe give it a little bit more loosey-loosey. Just like so. Just like that. Okay, so the battery is now disconnected. You're going to use your 10mm extension, and you're going to take the battery bracket off, which is down in here. Like that. We're going to set these parts to the side here. One here, and there's the battery bracket there. And at this point, we can go ahead and remove the battery, just like so. Alright, so come on in here. So the section that we're interested in knocking out is going to be in and around this area. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little paint marker duo here. We need to get there, notch this out, notch this section out, notch this section out here, and then obviously up and through here, we're going to notch that out as well. So behind that, there is a factory grommet. You're going to be really careful doing this, guys. So what you need is a tool, which is just like this. This is a die grinder with a bit on the end. And caution, I warn of caution, don't go too deep digging in there because you will hit the factory harness. Don't ask me how I know, because I haven't done it, but just be extra careful when you're doing this. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect our airline, get this airline done up, and I will show you what's up. Getting a good shot of that. Guys, so as you can see, there's the factory grommet right behind the cut that I made here. Obviously I'll clean that up beforehand, that way we're not making a mess of anything. but we're gonna go ahead and just maybe notch out a little bit extra here. So I'll go ahead and mark that real quick so you guys can see that. So we're just gonna mark this, and we're probably gonna cut it up to about this point, all the way across to there. That'll give us a nice access hole for the grommet. And I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, so there's our grommet, guys, and that's the power cable area that we're gonna run our power cable. Guys, so basically what we got here is the cleaned up hole. Trying to clean it up as nice as humanly possible. The battery is gonna cover all of that. However, a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll take the battery terminal here, run it all the way across, and then down through that other grommet on the firewall on the driver's side. I tend to find that that's a little bit too much, so I just like to notch this out, and we're gonna go ahead now and run our power cable for the amplifier in behind the dash. Grommet tool, it's a hole-through tool, so that way you can run your power cable through a factory grommet. Be very careful when using this. It has a very sharp end, and typically if you, so this is how it works. We'll just show you that. So the cable goes through. Once you poke this through the firewall in the grommet there, you can then pull your cable through, and it allows you to do a nice clean factory job of that. So we're gonna go ahead and poke this through the firewall, and we'll show you what the power cable looks like after. All right, so we've got our tool in the grommet. As you can see, our power cable has been ran through. This is the other side of it here inside the vehicle. Give ourselves enough length here as to which we can get the power cable onto the battery terminal here. I gotta answer the phone, so I'll get right back. I've got the grommet tool here. Just gonna pull that out of the factory grommet. And as you can see, it makes a nice clean job of running our power cable. So we're gonna go ahead and put the battery back in. If you guys wanna see that, I guess we can show you. So we'll go ahead and just slap this bad boy back in here. A little bit tight. Teeth like a tigla. Wait a second here. Go ahead and lift this off first. Generally it will help. This is like some kind of vacuum canister. Alrighty. Battery cable's there. And that goes back into the tray. We'll go ahead and reinstall our battery bracket, which goes here. One there. There's a bolt that goes down into there. Or 10 mil with the extension. One there. We have our positive. Make sure that's really on there. Need our 10 mil here. Give me 1 second. Sorry about the arm reach, boys. One there. Your negative. And another one right here. Reinstall our vacuum line canister. And our cable is really nice. We're going to go ahead and loom that up and start taking apart the dash, guys. Got this really nice 1/8" loom. Real nice small stuff that goes over top of this 10 gauge power cable pretty nicely. And we're just going to cut off a nice little chunk of this. Probably only need about that much or so. We'll go ahead and loom up this wire and put a fuse on it, of course. You guys always want to make sure you fuse about 1 foot from the battery is about max is that you'd like to go. We can run it along there and run our fuse somewhere in and along here, and I'll show you what that looks like just after. Alrighty, so I've predetermined where my power cable is going to go. I'm going to insert a fuse in this location here, so I'll show you guys a cool little trick that I learned years ago for doing an inline fuse on 10 gauge. So we'll just go ahead and snip this, peel this back a little bit. Oh, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and strip off a little section of that. take a spade connector, female spade connector there. We insert that into our cable. Ooh, losing it. We're losing it, boys. There it goes. Let's take it out of the sheathing for now. Okay, and then give her a good crimp. Boom there. Take our other end of our cable, do the same thing. And give her a good old crimp. Comes with a fuse, 35 amp. Stick that inside the one end. Take your cable, stick that in the other end. Let's go ahead and bring down our sheathing here. There we are. And there is a really nice clean amp or a fuse holder there. So it's a 35 amp. It's fused at 35 amps at the amplifier as well. We'll go ahead and sheath all this up and give you an image of what that looks like afterwards.
Craig? I'm making a floor mat.
Floor mat for what?
For your dirty bathroom.
Are you taking a shit?
No.
This guy, he is using a piece of cardboard as a floor mat in the bathroom so you can take his shoes and his shirt off.
Call a spade a spade. It's a bath mat because you've got a dirty floor with pee on it.
Oh goodness. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and loom all this stuff up and I'll show you guys what that looks like after. Alright guys, so we got a ring terminal installed on the end of our power cable here, a little bit of out exterior Tessa tape on there, and that will just attach to this battery terminal as soon as we're done wiring up our amplifier, which is our next step. So we need to take apart the dash on this sucker. So I won't bore you with that. I'm sure you guys can Google how to take apart the dash on the 2012 and up Jeep, but give you a quick breakdown. There is a screw behind this window roll up and down switch panel, a couple of screws underneath of the steering wheel, and then there's one up inside of this area here where those sunglasses are. So I'll disassemble this and hit you back. Alright, so we've got the dash all disassembled on this Jeep here, and I believe where we're going to put the amplifier is in behind the glove box down in that little alcove there. So we're going to go ahead and prep the amplifier now for the installation, which I've kind of already started here lopping things off. We need to extend some of these wires and bring them up to the dash area where the radio is. So we have our input, output, power, ground, and remote wires somewhere in this bundle here. Remote wire is here. So we're gonna extend that and then extend all of these as well. So that way we can mount this little bad boy in that little alcove, which I'll show you again right here. So this goes down and into here like so. It'll go down in behind this area here. I'll show you what that looks like afterwards. Alright guys, so we're skipping forward a little bit here, but we've ran 2 pieces of 9 conductor. We extended the input and the outputs off of the amplifier. The amplifier sits ever so nicely right there along the floor of the glove box. We have our ground and our power ready to go. Our power cable is also ready there. We have a remote wire here, which we're going to hook up to our switch power outlet, which is right there. So we're going to go ahead and wire this bad boy up, and I'll give you a little preview what that looks like before I put it back together, and then we'll give her a good listen. What do you guys think about that? Yeah? Alright. In the meantime, we got Craig here working on his Mini. Got to do some axle seals on this bad boy. Pretty sure he already did the rear brakes, but yeah. And this thing, guys, the pedo van. It is, it'll look nice. It'll look nice when it's all done, but right now it's not the most beautiful looking thing in the world. But she will be. She will be. All right, so we've got our speaker wires right here along our cable, and then we have our 2 in and out. So we have one that goes into the radio, and then we'll have one that comes out of the radio. Got our direct text here with our wiring information for our radio. We're gonna go ahead and wire this bad boy up, and yeah. All right, so I got the one side done there, and the boy here, he's gonna be learning how to do some shit, so I figured I'd leave him to do the other side while I helped out Craig with the Mini over here, give him some guidance. He's gotta take out the axles in order to do these stupid ball joints and axle seal. Looks like a fun job there, Craig. Looks like a real fun job.
Oh, it's all greasy.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, so that comes off. You got the right size socket, obviously, to take off that nut.
It's a 34.
Do I have a 34?
Yeah.
Lovely. Isn't that lovely? So this thing's getting an axle seal, as you can see. She's dripping already, just from sitting here for all of 10 minutes. So that'll be a fun job. I don't have an axle seal tool, though, to pry it out. So you may need to invest in one of those for the one time you'll do this job. Or go to Princess Auto and grab one for like 12 bucks. Yeah. This side's okay, I don't believe. Why are you taking out this side, Craig?
Ball joints.
Oh, ball joints. Yes, I see. Yes. All right, I guess we'll figure this all out once we get the knuckles off, guys.
You made plans and I made problems. We listen.
All right, guys, so we got this whole thing all done. I'll just show you quickly the amplifier location, which is right there. And we've got all the wiring done. We just got to do a little bit of tidying up before we put that radio back in the hole. And yeah, this one's going to be a wrap, guys. I'll show you what it's all about right after. All right, guys, so we'll just quickly show you here. Putting this glove box back in its hole. Oh, need hands. All right, so just like that, we got the glove box attached, and the amplifier hides beautifully underneath. Got Gav reassembling that dash. She's a beautiful thing, boys, a beautiful thing. All right, guys, so to conclude this video, if you guys really want an awesome sounding Jeep, this is the most cost-effective and best solution that you can come up with. It's just a 4-channel amplifier, input in, output out. Sounds fantastic. If you wanted a little bit more bottom end, you could add a woofer to the mix and you'd be golden. Best solution, and you know, it's pretty cost effective. So in the future, if you guys ever need a Jeep done, feel free, bring it on by to the shop here. We'll take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Gatlin, Gavin, signing out.